guys, we're gonna start with what that and this. The objective is to look at maps, and then maps we will be paying attention to the keys and values. So we say key is a unique, attachment, and then the value can be duplicated. We have two ways of defining maps, and one is the literal method. One is what the literal, and this is basically displaying strings. But before you start that, we use the map keyword. So we have map here, and then we're gonna add a string in here. The string will be for there will be the return type for the what, the key. Okay, so here is a string, and then we have integer for the value. Okay, so but after the map keyword, we actually gonna have what we call the variable, so country, and then we can say probably country code. Okay, so this is assigned to the open and close curly brackets, and in here we're gonna have a bunch of countries with their code. So we're gonna start with China as a country, and then its code will be 86. So we use the semicolon, no, we use the colon rather, and then we use the comma to separate the countries. Okay, so this is the literal type. We have a USA, and USA is gonna start with 1, and then let's go to Canada. So that one start with probably, let's say, somewhere in Edmonton, right? So we're gonna start with 4. Okay, so let me use the column, and then this is the 4. Okay, perfect. So the last one has no comma, so you just leave it just like this. So this is basically for the literal what maps in that. Good. So we say this is what the key, and this is the value. So key value, and we said values can be duplicated, but the keys are always unique. Okay, in the runtime. But let's look at another method, right? So we look at, let me say, method 2. Okay, method 2, and that is what, using the constructor. Okay, so map constructor, that is the method 2, constructor. Perfect. Okay, so let's look at the constructor. We're gonna do a lot of demonstration with this constructor, and then that will give you pretty much large idea about what we're doing here. So pretty much the same as this one, but for the next one, we're going to use only string value. So instead to have their integer for the key, not for the key, sorry, for the value, we're gonna use a string as well. So we can use any type of what the returns. For example, we can use the string, boolean, we can also have integer, we can have the dynamic, and then what have you. Okay, good. So since we're gonna use a string, so I use string for the two of them, value and then the keys. So the variable or the math what, the mass function is what, fruit, and this is, that is the reference variable, and then this is what, map to this. Okay, perfect. And then here first we need to have our key, and then what, the value as well. So in here, to define the list of what, the list of strings, we need to start with the what, with fruit, appending the fruit to it. So no, yes, we use the square bracket, and in here, let's say we have apple here. Okay, and then apple is what, is red, and this becomes the value for apple. Okay, and then we can say we have a fruit orange. Okay, orange, and then orange. Okay, so let's take it that orange is yellow. Okay, yellow, and then I terminate this, and then let's look at another fruit. Uh let's say peach. Okay, peach. So I have another fruit, peach. Okay, so peach. Then peach, let's say peach is what? It's purple. Okay, so let's say peach is purple. Yeah, this is just an example. Okay, perfect. So I terminate this. So this is the constructor method for maps. Okay, so we said this key does not change. It is very unique. So on the runtime, this cannot change. So we have a key apple, key orange, and then key peach. Then we have the value. The value of apple is red, orange is yellow, peach is purple. Okay, so that is the value, that is the keys. Okay, perfect. So if we actually wanna call the value in the key, then we need to simply call the key. Okay, good. So let's see how that works. So to actually print out or display, we need to use the apple as the reference. So we call fruit dot contain, right? So we have contain what? Key. So we're gonna use this contain key. We have the object and the key, and then assign to a return type. So we have contain what? Key. And this key should be one of this. So it's referring to the keys we are using. So what is the first key? The first key is apple, and then I terminate this. All right, good. So that is the first key. I need to terminate this side. Okay, perfect. So let me see what happens on the screen. Mm, okay. What's happening? Fruit. Okay, 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 okay. I still did not print anything out, so it's still blank in the console. Okay, so here we have fruit dot what contains key, and then we call the key, but we need to actually print out this for us to see on the console, so nothing happened. Okay, but key is what is this, that's the apple. Okay, good. So let's look at how to also upgrade that. But before that, I want us to print this out and let's see what is happening so far. So let me use the print, and then I'm gonna print from the fruit. Okay, but I need to use the key. Okay, so first we have the fruit, and for the fruit we're gonna have the key in here. So for the first key is what? Apple. And then let me terminate this and let's see what happens in the console. All right, so I click on the run. Good. So in the key we have a value of red. That is, as you can watch here, apple has a value of red, so it prints on the screen. Okay, so what if we actually want to update this? Like we said values can always be duplicated or changed in the runtime, but we can change the key. So in order to actually update it on the go, we can do this. Okay, very simple. And then here, instead of to have contain key, we will use what? Update. Okay, update rather, so it can change this in the runtime. So we have apple comma, then we have the value. we have the value, and the value will be a different color, so it's gonna change the actual value of what, of apple for us. Okay, and what value are we looking here? It's just another color. Okay, so I will say another color is what, pink. Pink here, this needs to be in two what, open and close. Okay, so perfect. Let me run this. So now red changed to pink because the value has been what, updated using this command. Okay, then next we can also remove apple from the list. So to remove apple is pretty much simple using the remove keyword here. Okay, so remove apple, then let me print what happens. Okay, so now apple has been removed, so it shows now. Now means there's nothing there, it's empty. Okay, but we also have what we call the empty keyword itself, where everything will be blank instead to show it's empty. Like now, instead to show it's now, we can use something like is what is empty. All right, this is how it is. You just leave it like this. You don't call the key, and then it becomes what, this. So let me just terminate this. Oh, no, I'm gonna comment this. Okay, let me comment this. The fruit is empty. Okay, so you can use this to also what, you can use this to actually what, no, but this normally you don't need to append the key to this, right? I'm just showing you how it works. Here will give you an error. You don't need to append it to this because the function or method can't be invoked using the keys. You can only use this to show that it is actually empty. That is, the map is actually what, empty, or showing the emptiness of the map. So next property we can use is this, is this is the length of what, of the map. So just to count the length here. Okay, so it will count if it has maybe some number of, but all this I'm gonna show you very soon. I'm gonna show you all those ones are gonna display very soon. Okay, so next we actually displayed only what, only the apple so far, and to actually see how these ones work, we need to use a for loop to print out everything here so that we can actually see how these ones work, the length, the empty, the remove. We saw it because we actually use the key apple, so we saw that it turned to now, and this updated, but we've not seen how these ones work. So for us to see how it works, let us iterate all the what, all the keys on the screen. Okay, so to actually iterate all the keys on the screen, let's use this logic whereby we have already learned how to use this in our previous what, videos. Okay, so we want to print all keys on the screen, all keys, and we also look at printing all values. Okay, good. So let's use the for statement, but I simply want this to be on the next line, so let me use the next line, that is the forward slash n goes to next line. Okay, so just pay attention, Just watch this, just moving to the next line. And next, so I use the for in. Okay, don't forget this. We've been doing this in our previous video and it's pretty much simple. So for the string, that is the value. No, let me use this rather. String, and this is the key. Let's use the key instead of the string. Okay, key in the fruit what? No, fruit inside the fruit. Okay, so use the key to count the values inside the key, and this is the fruit. So fruit appended to what? The keys. Okay, perfect. We have that here. Then inside here we're gonna print out the keys. Okay, so in here let's do the print, and then print what? Print the key. Okay, key, and then terminate this. Perfect. So now it should actually display all the keys there for us. And which key are we having? We having orange key and peach key. Why are we not seeing apple? Because apple has been what? Removed using this. Okay, apple has been removed using this. So if I comment this, apple should also display. Perfect. And also one of the apples have been updated, this one, so it shows pink at the top before the next line. Perfect. So now we've been able to display all the what? All the keys. What about the values? Very simple. The same. We can use the same and then change the values, the keys to values. Okay, and then we can also use the lambda. We already know that, but we will not use that here. So here, since the value is also a string, so I only add the value here, and then here is fruit dot value. Then I print what? Value in here. So this is also going to display all the value. Don't forget to add the dot here. Okay, value. Mm. Then we have a value here. So for string. Okay, so let me see. Here should be values. Yes, okay. So for the string, you see when we watch here, this is what? The values, and this is the keys. Okay, so anytime you are looping into the variable, you need to use here keys instead of key. So here you see keys, and if you are looping in the value, it should be what? Values. Okay, good. All right, so let us run this. Perfect. So we printed out the what? The values as well. But let me put this on the next line, okay? So that we can appreciate the code. Perfect. So we have the values here, we have the keys here, and then we have the updated one. Okay, good. I think this is pretty much what we got to do for today. But if you have any questions, kindly leave it down below the comment box, and then we're gonna get back to you. Or if you also have any any video you actually want to learn, or if you have something you want to learn in that we have not you know upload so far, you can leave it your comment down there, and then we're gonna get back to you on that. Peace. I'm out.